Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. We've got some severe storms heading towards the North Carolina mountains. A fast-moving mesoscale convective system is what we call this. We call this an MCS for short. What it is a complex of thunderstorms. You can actually see a little swirl here. It looks like a comma head. And then you see this big bowing segment. These type of fast-moving MCSs produce a lot of wind damage, and we've seen some wind damage over in Tennessee and Kentucky. You can see there are numerous warnings all along the line over in Tennessee, and one warning now in effect for Avery County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning, which is going to be in effect until 9:15 this morning for Avery County. But because this fast-moving system, there's been a short issuance of a severe thunderstorm watch that includes Avery, Watauga County, as well as Burke and Caldwell County. That's till 1 o'clock this afternoon. And you can see how fast this system's actually moving. I'm going to take the warnings off here and the watch so you get a better idea. You can see the movement of this thing. I'm going to loop it a couple of times, and you can see back to the west. I'm going to show you the loop here. You see all the damage reports and wind damage and hail reports. There's been some large hail with it as well, but the hail has generally been less than 1 inch in diameter, which is our severe criteria. So we'll loop this. It'll take a couple seconds for this to load up, but you get the general idea as this thing is come barreling down here out of Kentucky and Tennessee, is going to move right into the North Carolina mountains here shortly. Again, the primary threat from this is going to be straight line wind damage. So if you live in a mobile home, you may want to think about maybe heading to a sturdier shelter if you have one. There's a good chance, though, as it crosses the mountains, it is going to lose some of its punch. Temperatures east of the mountains are in the 50s, and when you look at the dew points are in the low to mid 50s as well. There's not a lot of instability. When I look at that CAPE or thunderstorm fuel, that's the temperature. Let's take a look at the actual thunderstorm fuel, see how much we have out there. There is a little bit, especially down here in Kentucky, Tennessee, North Georgia, but when you get east of the mountains, there's just not as much fuel. So there's a good chance that this will weaken a little bit as it moves towards the mountains, but probably not fast enough. Here's a look at the radar close up. You can see pretty ominous looking line. When you look at the wind velocities in here, this is impressive. You can see right in here, these are very strong winds. These are 70 to 80 mile per hour winds at about 2,000 to 3,000 feet off the ground. So that's why higher elevations in the mountains may deal with some damaging winds, especially in Avery and Watauga County. So I would go ahead and get ready here shortly. You got to treat this as a very strong windstorm with wind gusts likely over 60 or 70 miles an hour as the system moves in. That's an impressive line moving through the North Carolina mountains this morning. So again, severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for Avery, Watauga County, Burke, and Caldwell County until 1 o'clock this morning. And we also have several warnings in effect now. It looks like they've added some new ones for the French Broad River Valley, including Asheville all the way down to Brevard. It'll be very shortly before they start adding counties like Watauga and Ashe County. So I'll try to keep things up to date online. Make sure you tune into News Channel 36 this morning and at noon for the latest on the system. For the Charlotte area and points east, this system will likely weaken a little bit. We'll still see some storms come barreling through here, but I'm expecting the system to weaken just a little bit as it comes out of the mountains.